Career advice, always keep your options open.
Absolutely. Always keep your options open. Never make a career decision. See, you're often told to make a career decision. This is the worst advice you can get, because you can try things. See, sometimes you're asked the question, what should I be when I grow up? That's the question sometimes people ask. Well, a better question is, what would be fun to try next? What would be fun to try next? See, it puts a completely different cast to the question. See, because if you're trying to plan your whole life in advance, it's an impossible task. It's a dumb task. You can't do it. There's no way you can do it, because the world changes all the time. There are going to be jobs 20 years from now that don't exist now, and you're going to change in the next 5, 10, 15 years. You're going to have new interests. So it's dumb to plan your whole life. So never make a career decision. Always keep your options open, even when you have a good job.
Okay. Test your dream one step at a time.
Some people get the advice that you should follow your dream. That is very bad advice, because your dream may be totally unrealistic and totally inappropriate for you, and it's based on some kind of fantasy that you've developed. So a much better advice is to sort of test your dream. I mean, it's okay to have a dream, but test it one step at a time. So, for example, there was one case in this book, our Luck is No Accident book, of someone who wanted to be a doctor. Said she wanted to be a doctor, but she was already a successful accountant, but she hated accounting. She decided to be a doctor. So she quit her job. She said, I'm going to become a doctor. And so she enrolled in organic chemistry at the local college, and after having quit her job, and discovered that she hated organic chemistry. She couldn't understand a bit of it. But she'd already told all her friends, her relatives, her mother, her father, that she was going to be a doctor. See? And so it was just a terrible letdown when she discovered that it was not the right thing. But it was her dream. She shouldn't have followed it. She should taken that one course at night school and not have quitted her day job.
Okay. I remember that you said in one of your talks that you changed careers very quickly when somebody was throwing a baseball right at your head and it broke right over the plate. Turned out to be a curve. Right, and you knew you weren't going to be a baseball player.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. I had thought I'd be a professional baseball player, and then I discovered if I tried that, I would be killed.
Yeah. Create your own good luck. Don't wait for it. There's a key one, right?
Absolutely. That's what the book Luck is No Accident is all about.
Right.
You don't want to wait. You've got to be active. You've got to be doing things. And when you're doing things, unexpected things happen. But if you're doing nothing, what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens when you do nothing. But something happens when you do something. Now, the something that happens may or may not be helpful to you. But if you keep your eyes open and are alert, you may see opportunities where otherwise they wouldn't appear for you. And so you can jump on those opportunities, and you can talk to people, you can meet people who you can talk to them about your hopes and fears, and you can move on because you're active
and open and
active
curious,
and open,
right?
And curious, and able to recognize opportunity when it's right in front of your eyes.
Beautiful. Take risk, make mistakes.
Take risks, make mistakes. Absolutely. Because there's some people who are afraid of doing something because it might not work. I don't want to call up the CEO of this company because he may not want to talk to me. Well, so what? If he doesn't want to talk to you, he won't talk to you. But how does that hurt you? You haven't talked to him now, and you won't have talked to him then. So you're no worse off. You're no worse off if he doesn't talk to you. But suppose he does talk to you, or suppose somebody else at the company does talk to you. Maybe you will strike a chord with somebody. But if you do nothing, nothing's going to happen. So don't be afraid to fail. It's not going to hurt you.
Okay. Get the job, then learn the skills.
just the opposite of the way we're trained.
I know.
We're told we have to go to school and get a degree in this or a degree in that, and if you don't major in the right thing, you're never going to get a good job. It's nonsense, because the important thing that employers want is somebody who can learn and can relate well to people and can read and can write. And it doesn't take lots of, there's a book written about, everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten. There's a lot of truth to that. That means the basics are really important. So you don't need lots of training for most jobs. Now, I know some jobs you do need some, but you can get the training after you get the job. We have a cartoon in the book that's a cook with a cook's hat on. He says, he's calling his mother. He says, hey, Mom, come on over here and tell me what I'm supposed to do now. Just got a new job.
Okay, never, and the last one of this group is never complete your education, keep learning.
Never complete your education. You ever heard people being advised to be sure to complete your education? Well, you suppose anybody gave that advice to Michael Dell? Actually, they did. His parents told him, be sure to complete your education. What's going to happen to you if you don't? And he was talking about dropping out of college in order to start the Dell Computer Company. And he finally says, well, I just finally dropped out and I didn't tell my parents. Okay, Michael Dell is a college dropout. Who else is a college dropout? Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a college dropout. They both dropped out of college. So is completing your education bad? Well, neither one of them has completed their education because they have continued to learn all through their life. You don't learn only in school. You learn from your job. You learn from everybody you meet. I learned from talking to you. You learn from talking to me. We all talk to each other and we learn from each other. So never complete your education. Always keep learning.
We have about a minute left, and I want to ask you about this keeping options open and avoiding self-sabotage, because I think that's something that people get stuck. So if you can give that to us in a bit of a short...
Self-sabotage is one of the last chapters in the book, and we basically say the sabotage can be either external or internal. And it's the internal kinds of sabotage that is the most dangerous, because you're really saying to yourself, gosh, I don't know if my parents will approve if I do this. So maybe I better not do that. I better do what they want me to do, even though I don't like it. That would be self-sabotage. Or I don't think I can succeed if I do this. I don't know how to do this, so I better not try. These beliefs, see, that inhibit people from doing and trying things, from taking action. Somebody might reject me if I approach them. Somebody might say no if I ask for a job. Hey, just go for it and don't sabotage yourself. Be willing to experiment and see what happens.
Well, I had many more questions to ask you, but we're out of time. I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and you're welcome back anytime.
Well, that's great. Be sure to read my book in the meantime.
I am already reading it. You mean read it more than once?
Read it more than once.
Which we will.
Absolutely. Luck is no accident.
Okay. If you have any input for us about this show or suggestions for future shows, please email me at steve@bayareacareercoach.com. Again, that's steve@bayareacareercoach.com. And I invite you to take a look at the website. We'll have links of every guest that's ever been on this show, including John here. And there's all kinds of interesting links to free job assessments and that sort of thing. And also the 12 keys to getting a great job. You can find that at www.bayareacareercoach.com. Again, it's www.bayareacareercoach.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on You're Hired. And thank you for being on You're Hired.
A pleasure.